Hello creatives, how are we doing? Welcome to another section of our tutorial. So in this tutorial, I'll be guiding us on how to retouch our images using Photoshop. There are a lot of ways or a lot of methods we can apply while retouching our images. So I'll be showing us one of the steps to retouch your images. The essence of this tutorial is to be able to guide us on how to retouch image and enable us have a more detailed and good image while working on our project. So without wasting much of your time, let's get started. So this is the image. Let me close this and let me close it. So I'll click on open. I'll click on open. I'll go to where I have the file. So this is the file here. This is the file. I'm going to zoom it. I'm going to zoom the file. So let me bring it down a little. What I'm going to duplicate this. I'll duplicate this and then hide the background image, the default image. I'm going to hide this. So I have layer one. I'm going to duplicate this layer one. I'm going to duplicate it twice by holding Control and pressing J twice. So I've duplicated it twice. I'll call layer one. I'm going to call layer one blur. I'll call layer two high pass. So one of the things I'm going to do, I'll hide my high pass layer. I'm going to hide it. Click on my blur. I will change this. I'll turn this. This is a rasterized layer, so I'm going to convert it to smart object. Those of us that are familiar with my tutorial, you will observe that I've taken our time to explain the difference between rasterized layer and a smart object. Now, what is the difference between a rasterized layer and a smart object? Rasterized layer, while you are working on a project and that particular layer is on rasterized, if during the project you want to make an adjustment on that particular layer because it is on rasterized, you won't be able to make any adjustment to it. But why if that particular, let's say for example, that same layer is on smart object and during the course of the project, you actually want to make an adjustment on that particular layer. Maybe you want to add or you want to remove something, or you just want to tweak something on that particular layer. For the fact that that particular layer is on smart object, you'll be able to have an access into editing or making your little changes. So that is the difference between a rasterized layer and a smart object layer. So I converted this blur layer, I converted it to smart object because along the line I might still want to make an adjustment to it. It will enable me make that adjustment. So I've converted it to smart object. I will simply come to my menu bar, click on filter, click on blur, select Gaussian blur. Now, the reason I'm selecting Gaussian blur, I want to blur some parts. I want to blur the face, part of the face that I actually don't want those wrinkles to show. So you have to pay more attention to this. You have to pay attention to this because it has an effect. Why in a later course of our tutorial, it has an effect on it. So each one thing I would want to advise here is when you are working on your image retouching, the percentage of your Gaussian blur on a particular image might not be the same on your next image. So knowing the why on how to use your Gaussian blur is very, very important. So I want to remove some. If you look at the face, if you look at the original face, you'll be seeing some pimples on the face and some rashes on the face. So I don't want it to show. So I'm going to use Gaussian blur to take it out. And mind you, whatever you are doing on Photoshop, please ensure that it is moderate. Don't make it excessive. But the essence of it is I still want to keep the details. I still want to make the face look more realistic. So I'm going to leave it at 18.0. I'll click OK. So I'll move to my high pass layer. Remember, it was on, I had to hide it, but now I'm going to show it by clicking on this to show the layer. So I have this. I'll go to my blending mode and change it to linear light. Move to filter, move to order, select my high pass. Now, high pass helps you high pass enables some of the details. It helps you get some details that you actually want to get on that particular image. So, depending on how I want the image to appear. So, let's say 0.7. No, let's leave because of the I need some details on the face. So I will leave it at 1.7. I'll click OK. Now, next thing I'm going to do here is I'll add a new layer mask. I'm going to create a new layer. So I will create a new layer, not layer mask, sorry. I'll create a new layer. Go to my edit, go to fill, click on fill. Then content, I'm going to leave it at 50% gray. So another way of creating this fill, this 50% gray is by creating a new layer. Press your shift F5. This appears. You see different options: foreground color, background color, pattern. So what we are making use of here is 50% gray. I'll click on it. Click OK. Convert it to smart object. Or convert to smart object. Now, remember, the reason I'm converting to smart object, the reason I'm converting to smart object is because I might want to make an adjustment to this particular layer. That is why I'm creating a smart object. Next thing I will do here is to click on filter, add noise. I'll be adding noise. But before then, okay, sorry. I'll change my blending mode from normal to overlay. So I'll click on filter, click on noise and add noise. So I'll be selecting uniform and monochromatic. I'll leave my noise to 177%. Next thing I will do again is to go to my filter, go to blur, click on Gaussian blur, Gaussian blur. Right, I will click OK. I'll right click, select my blending options. Select my blending options. Go to my blend if. So I'm going to split under this blend if we have the current layer and underlying layer. I'm going to split these two points. But before then, I have the point at my left hand side. So I hold my Alt key, click and drag to split the handle. I'll still repeat the same method on right hand side by holding Alt, click and drag. The reason being that the I want the noise effect. I want to add details to the face. I want the noise effect to be real on the face. That's why I'm using my blend if. I'll click OK. So next thing I will do here is to select let me call this gray. So I'll select the gray layer, the high pass, and the blur layer. I'm going to select them, then group it. It has been grouped. I'll just name it img, which is image. I've named it. What I will do now after grouping them, I'll create a new layer mask. And press Ctrl I to invert. I've already clicked Ctrl I to invert. So I'll press B, select my brush tool. I'll leave my flow at 30. Then I will gently brush the face. I'll gently brush the face. This is what I'm doing here. So I'm taking out the blemish on the face and the rough part of the face. I'm taking it off. I want to have a smooth face. Not just having a smooth face, some rough edges on the face. I'm also taking it out. So I'll keep doing it till I get the desired result. Okay, so this is what we are having. You can still do the same on the chest here, on the neck and on the chest. I'm going to increase my, I'll keep doing it till I get what I want. All right, so this is what we have. This is what we have here. Let me show us the before and after. So this is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. So I won't stop at this place. I'll create a visible stamp layer by pressing Ctrl Shift Alternate E to create a visible stamp layer. I'll convert to smart object. Now I've converted to smart object. Next thing I will do here, I want to color grade the face. I want to color grade the face. So I've created a visible stamp layer. I'll select my laser to click around her face. I'll click around her face, create a new layer, move to select, move to color range, move to color range. So I'll click OK. I'll click OK. So I'll go to my foreground color and pick a color from her face. I'll pick a color from her face. I want to pick a color from her face. I'm looking for a color. Okay, so this is the color I picked from her face. I will click on my adjustment layer, select solid color. I'll click OK. But if you observe, the solid color we created is affecting the lips. So I'm going to click on this layer mask we created, select my brush to leave it at, I'm going to click on black. So I want to clean around her lips. Okay, so back to this our layer. I'm going to select my blend mode, click on color. So I'll reduce this color because it's too much. I'm going to reduce the opacity of this color so I can blend with other colors. So this is before, this is before, this is after, this is before, and this is after. All right. Next thing I will do here is to create another visible stamp layer. Select my right click on convert to smart object. So this time around I will take it to camera raw filter. I'm taking it to camera raw filter. This light, I'm not going to touch the light aspect of it. So I'll just come straight to my texture and clarity. So I'll add texture. I won't make this texture too much. I'll just make it I just need little texture just to add more detail to make it realistic and not look like plastic. So I'll increase my clarity. Next thing I will do here is I'll move to my sharpening. I'll just sharpen the image a little. So next thing I will do now is to color grade it. I'm going to color grade it. So I'll move to my color mixer, go to my red. So the reddish part of the image is what we're actually going to work on later. So this is where you select the kind of skin color, the skin tone you actually want. So I'll go to my saturation. I'll reduce my saturation a little. This is what we have in here, but I don't want to have this brownish kind of skin tone. So I'm going to reduce it. Let's say I'll reduce it. All right. So the same thing with yellow. I'm going to reduce this. So I'll move to my luminance, which is the light aspect of it. So my yellow. Last thing I will do here is to go to my color grade now. So are you seeing if when you're working on your color grade, this mid tone must not be full. You reduce this. I will take it to this color grading aspect. So I will reduce it. I'm going to take it there and then reduce it. So this is I'll click OK. This is what we have here. So let me show us the before and after. All right, so this is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. This is the part one of our photo retouching. See you in our next tutorial. Thank you.